Hi, everybody, and welcome back to First Pages. I'm Shannan Hicks, and I'm here at Lehman Library to bring you two really awesome books this week. Now, I know since quarantine, most of us have been inside watching lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Epix, HBO Max, HBO Go, Showtime, this, that, and the third. And we watched a lot of things that I bet you didn't know were books. So our theme for this week is But It Was a Book First. The first of the two books that I'm going to read is Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan. This is a series that I have seen advertised in my queue on Netflix, but I haven't watched it. But as we know, the book is always better. So let me read the sample to see if it's something I might want to continue. Prologue. 2 hours before dawn, I sat in the peeling kitchen and smoked one of Sarah's cigarettes, listening to the maelstrom and waiting. Millsport had long since put itself to bed, but out in the reach, currents were still snagging on the shoals, and the sound came ashore to prowl the empty streets. There was a fine mist drifting in from the whirlpool, falling on the city like sheets of muslin and fogging the kitchen windows. Chemically alert, I inventoried the hardware on the scarred wood table for the 50th time that night. Sarah's Heckler & Koch shard pistol glinted dully at me in the low light, the butt gaping open for its clip. It was an assassin's weapon, compact and utterly silent. The magazines lay next to it. She had wrapped insulating tape around each one to distinguish the ammunition, green for sleep, black for the spider venom load. Most of the chips were black wrapped. Sarah had used up a lot of green on the security guards at Gemini Bio since last night. Sarah sounds like she means business. My own contributions were less subtle, the big silver Smith & Wesson, and the 4 remaining hallucinogen grenades. The thin crimson line around each canister seemed to sparkle slightly, as if it was about to detach itself from the metal casing and float up to join the curlicues of smoke ribboning off my cigarette. Shift and slide of altered significance, the side effect of the tetrameth I'd scored that afternoon down at the wharf. I don't usually smoke when I'm straight, but for some reason, the tet always triggers the urge. Against the distant roar of the maelstrom, I heard it, the hurrying strop of rotor blades on the fabric of the night. I stubbed out the cigarette, mildly unimpressed with myself, and went through to the bedroom. Sarah was sleeping, an assembly of low-frequency sine curves beneath the single sheet. I wish somebody would describe me like that once. A raven sweep of hair covered her face, and one long-fingered hand trailed over the side of the bed. As I stood looking at her, the night outside split. One of Harlan's world's orbital guardians test-firing into the reach. Thunder from the concussed sky rolled in to rattle the windows. The woman in the bed stirred and swept the hair out of her eyes. The liquid crystal gaze found me and locked on. "What are you looking at?" Voice husky with residue of sleep. I smiled a little. "Don't give me that. Tell me what you're looking at." "Just looking. It's time to go." She lifted her head and picked up the sound of the elevator. The sleep slid away from her face and she sat up in bed. "Where's the where?" It was a core joke. I smiled the way you do when you see an old friend and pointed to the case in the corner of the room. "Get my gun for me." "Yes, ma'am." "Black or green?" Sounds interesting. That's Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan. Another one that I watched all the way through and it broke my heart all the way through it, and especially broke my heart when it ended, was Orange is the New Black on Netflix. But it was a book first. And Piper, our Piper in the series, is the one who wrote the book, Piper Kerman. So I'm going to read to you Orange is the New Black in case you have not read it. It's a really great book. Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Women's Prison by Piper Kerman. Chapter 1, Are You Gonna Go My Way? International baggage claim in the Brussels airport was large and airy, with multiple carousels circling endlessly. I scurried from one to another, desperately trying to find my black suitcase. Because it was stuffed with drug money, I was more concerned than one might normally be about lost luggage. I was 24 in 1993 and probably looked just like another anxious young professional woman. My Doc Martens had been jettisoned in favor of beautiful handmade black suede heels. I wore black silk pants and a beige jacket, a typical jeune fille, not a bit counterculture unless you spotted the tattoo on my neck. I had done exactly as I had been instructed, checking my bag in Chicago through Paris, where I had to switch planes to take a short flight to Brussels. When I arrived in Belgium, I looked for my black rollie at the baggage claim. It was nowhere to be seen. Fighting a rushing tide of panic, I asked in my mangled high school French what had become of my suitcase. Bags don't make it onto the right flight sometimes, said the big lug working in baggage handling. Wait for the next shuttle from Paris. It's probably on that plane. I know that is a horrible Belgian accent, but I'm trying. Had my bag been detected? I knew that carrying more than $10,000 undeclared was illegal, let alone carrying it for a West African drug lord. Were the authorities closing in on me? Maybe I should try to get through customs and run. Or perhaps the bag really was just delayed, and I would be abandoning a large sum of money that belonged to someone who could probably have me killed with a simple phone call. I decided that the latter choice was slightly more terrifying, so I waited. The next flight from Paris finally arrived. I sidled over to my new friend in baggage handling, who was sorting things out. It's hard to flirt when you're frightened. I spotted the suitcase. Mon bag! I exclaimed in ecstasy, seizing the Toomey. I thanked him effusively, waving with giddy affection as I sailed through one of the unmanned doors into the terminal, where I spotted my friend Billy waiting for me. I had inadvertently skipped customs. I was worried. What happened? Billy asked. Get me into a cab, I hissed. I didn't breathe until we had pulled away from the airport and were halfway across Brussels. Orange is the New Black by Piper Kerman. So that's First Pages this week with our theme, but it was a book first. I hope you enjoyed these. These are available on Overdrive, along with a lot more really awesome books. So until next week, see you later.